the topic that I'd like to talk about is what is Chem table overflow and can IPS stop the attack? But before proceeding, we have to understand how the switches learn the topology of a segment. This is computer 1 and computer 2, and these two computers are connected to a switch via port 1 and port 2 respectively. Computer 1 and computer 2 receive frames from the switch, but not computer 3, because the MAC address is still unknown. Since the switch doesn't know who is on the port 3, it then decided to flood all the frames to all the ports. Thus, all the ports will receive all the frames from the switch. Now what is Chem table? Chem table stands for Content Addressable Memory. The Chem table stores information such as the MAC addresses available on the physical ports with the associated VLAN parameters. Not only that, but the Chem table also have a fixed size. Next, we're going to look at what is MAC flooding. It is a common attack that can be performed using an attack tools. Here, the switch acts like a hub when it's overloaded. This shows the correct Chem table. Since Chem table is fixed, it only learns the associated port found. Also, we know that once MAC-C replies, switch will learn that he's on port 3 and enters this in its Chem table as a new entry. Now the switch has learned that B is on port 2 and thus proceed in the forwarding of frames. Now this figure shows the attack after an attacker uses legitimate tools maliciously. In this figure, the attack tools is running on the host with the MAC address C in the bottom of the right hand corner. This tool floods a switch with packets containing randomly generated source and destination MAC and IP addresses. Over a short period of time, the MAC address table in the switch fills up until it cannot accept new entries. When the MAC address table fills up with invalid source MAC addresses, the switch begins to forward all frames that it received to every port. And as long as the network attack tools is left running, the MAC address table on the switch remains full. When this happens, the switch begins to broadcast all the received frames out of every port so that the frames sent from host A to host B are also broadcast out of the port 3 on switch. After the attacker uses illegitimate tools maliciously, this is how the switch tables will look like. What are the tools to perform this attack? These are the common tools that an attacker would choose. They are dsniff, MACoff, can enable, and errorcap. Successful attack will render the switch fail open, in which the case it will start behaving like a hub, so all the traffic can be sniffed. MAC flooding attack mitigation, and can this attack be stopped? The Chem table overflow attack can be mitigated by configuring the port security on the switch manually. These options provide for either the specification of the MAC addresses on a particular switch port or the specification of the number of MAC address that can be learned by a switch port. When an invalid MAC address is detected on the port, the switch can either block the offending MAC address or shut down the port. The specification of a MAC addresses on a switch port is far too unmanageable solution for a production environment. Therefore, a limit of number of MAC addresses on the switch port is manageable. And which, this is all I have for the presentation. Thank you.